Good afternoon. It is just after 1 on Thursday, and we are coming to you from the Smart Hub Live for today's Hub Live. I'm Elize Hattin, and it is my absolute pleasure to have Tamara Loehr on the couch with me once again. Yes. Tamara, this is your third time on the couch or second?
I'm not sure. We've had so many offline and online conversations. But yes, not the third time in Rocky, that's for sure.
No, that's correct. That is correct. As you all know, we do these Hub Lives to help business owners adopt technology and modern best business practice, move the needle in their business to make more money, to save time, to be more productive, and to have a better time generally. That's a good topic, right? That's a good reason to do a Hub Live.
And discuss what's possible, right?
Absolutely. So how are you?
Only ever one decision away from changing your life.
You really are. You really are. How are you? How are you?
Great. Lots of US time lately. So it's been a lot of plane time, but good to be home with the beautiful weather. So and good to be here. Isn't it a beautiful time of year to be in Rocky?
Oh, Rocky's weather is really great for at least half the year. Yeah. And it's manageable for the rest of the half because we have air conditioning. It's really good.
Yes, why not?
Easy, really easy. So just a couple of things. Today's Hub Live is sponsored by the Turbo Traction Lab. And as you might have remembered or guessed from previous times when Tamara and I have had chats, Tamara is one of our experts that come to Rocky from outside of Rockhampton as one of our Turbo Traction Lab experts. And in between, you live in Queensland. We won't give away exactly where you live. And then on the beach, somewhere in Queensland. And then the other half of your time is spent doing business as a business owner in the US, right?
Exactly.
So tell us, what have you been up to since we last saw you on the couch?
Oh my goodness. It's been pretty exciting. I've started some work around the EO-UN board role that I'm going to be sitting on around equality, because one of my passions is females in business, as you know.
Okay, so let's just stop there. I need to just define EO, Entrepreneurs Organisation. Do you want to give us a little bit of a background so that we understand the context?
Yes, certainly. So at Entrepreneurs Organisation and YPO, which is Young Presidents Organisation, I'm a member of. And that is a global network of 25,000 entrepreneurs who turn over an average of between $1.5 million up to billions of dollars, but we get together simply so that we can support each other and help each other in winning at the game of business, and of course doing good, because you know that's my thing, business for good. So how do we mentor the people that are startups in business so that they can grow their businesses and go global? And the power of your network, really, your network is your net worth.
Absolutely.
And you really want to hang with like-minded people. So that's what's great about it. So I really enjoy all my time with them.
So through your involvement in these organizations, you've been given a seat at the UN. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so what EO represents the entrepreneurs at the UN, and they went there last year. And the EO is really committed to businesses doing good for the world. And I kind of believe that. I mean, we can't afford to wait for governments.
No, that's right.
We can't afford to keep doing all the talking. We need to do some doing, right? So entrepreneurs are problem solvers. So who better to fix some of these problems than entrepreneurs?
Yes.
So we're getting together a board to help support the UN in their quest to do the sustainability goals, which is the UN sustainability goals, which is fantastic, which is great. So I am sitting on the board of equality, which is right up my alley. little Moranbah girl. I kind of think that's great. So
how incredible is that? As you said, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
And you're one decision away from changing your life.
Absolutely.
And the skill, if you were to say the skill, I'm going to make a statement, but it's really a question. Yeah. The number one skill that's taken you from a Moranbah born and raised girl to the US, a seat on the UN, would be digital marketing?
Absolutely.
That's a big call, right? That's a big call to make.
Well, I think I would have had like a nervous breakdown if I was trying to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like be a mum. I wanted everything, right?
Yes.
And if it wasn't for digital and the time that we live in, there's no better time to be a female in business right now.
Absolutely. Okay, but when you started, it was probably just called marketing because the digital part wasn't so prominent.
I studied in Townsville and, I started out as a marketer, but websites and the internet was around then. I'm really showing my age now. And then it obviously evolved into the social space, which is basically 70% of all my business and my revenue comes online. And right now, when we're talking about the dollar, and I'm selling mostly in the States, that's instantly a 30% increase.
That's working in our favor.
Yes, that's not discounting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's working well.
Awesome,
so yes, so digital's very much been my space, and I think the reason I love it so much is it's given small businesses the chance to be able to take their products and their services, it's not just products, to the world. And we've never had that opportunity. Before, we relied on the big guys to say yes to us, and we needed capital to be able to deliver on retail, and we needed offices, and we needed all these things. And now there's so many ways you can start a business and either drop ship or subcontract production, or be in a different time zone. The only thing I haven't figured out yet is how to look awake at 2 a.m. I literally had a strategy day this week, and it was like 2 a.m. and he's like, hilarious. Are you okay? And I'm like, do you realize what time it is here?
Yeah, the time zone, that's an issue. That's
still an issue.
That's a big challenge. I remember coming here from when we were living in the UK, I still had some UK-based clients, and I had a little baby, and I was struggling to be up at 4 a.m. to work with my UK-based clients while I've been up all night for my baby. And so it's really, time zone is a problem. Okay, so let's just get back to your story.
Yes.
So essentially, you trained as a marketer.
Yes.
Worked as a marketer, started your own business.
Yeah, had it still going, 22 years now.
Yep, so that was your first step into entrepreneurship.
Yep.
And then it just evolved from there, right?
Yeah, so I spent, digital marketing, unfortunately, is something that I find businesses can't get their head around because it's changing all the time. I mean, Google, Facebook, they're always moving the lever, they're always changing their algorithms, so it is a little bit difficult to keep on top of. So we would do that for clients, but bigger clients who had good spend online. So we would help grow their businesses, and a lot of them got exits, but I'm seeing, man, with all this flexibility, working from the beach and stuff, and I'm in an office with my staff, and went, the grass is greener, we always do that, right? Why don't I do this for myself? Because I wanted to start a family, I wanted some flexibility, and I wanted to be able to give that to my team as well, so that they could also do the same thing. And I've had a staff member with me now for 15 years, and when I met her, she comes straight out of uni, and now she's on to her third child, she's got a third baby, and the fact that we have digital marketing and she can work from anywhere on major clients while she's at home is fantastic.
That's incredible. So let's just define what we mean when we say digital marketing. It's a word that we use a lot. Another word that I hear a lot now is digitally enabled businesses, and digital marketing is a big part of that. What do you mean when you say digital marketing specifically?
So for me, it's all about channels that are online. So we've gone from print.
Yes.
So it's a buffer line.
So we used to be in the newspaper and on the television.
Exactly.
Yes.
So TV has evolved as well. So TV's turned into YouTube channels.
That's right.
Newspapers have now turned into blogs. And then we've obviously got social, which is exploded. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, which used to be events.
Yes.
Well, and we use 10 channels at any one time. You can't even just use one nowadays. You've got to be across all of them for SEO. So that's basically the digital space, anywhere where you can interact with somebody digitally. And I even think that, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm a services-based business, it's not relevant for me. And I go, oh, yeah, it is. Because there's a lot of touch points throughout the sales process that you can automate. So digital's not just about content and about absorbing content, it's also about automation so that you can scale. And data, there's nothing more important than data. Being able to dig deep into that data to see what the buying behaviours are, where is the fall off, how do we improve abandoned cart, all that stuff. The data really wins, and we have access to all of that.
Okay, so is there any business that digital marketing just wouldn't suit?
No, I was going to say a surgeon, but no. No. Because even we've worked with a brain surgeon before who was getting surveys back saying he wasn't relatable because he would come in, talk to them 10 minutes before the surgery and then cut them open. And it's a pretty intense surgery, right? And I said, that's because they've never met you. So we actually created all these nurture sequences and all these videos so that they felt they had time with him before they went into surgery. So before they had that 10-minute prep before surgery, they'd already gone through the FAQs, which came from the data. We knew what people were asking.
Yeah.
And we created all of those, and we made him deliver those in videos that we could send out on text messages and through Messenger, so that they felt really comfortable with that surgeon before they got there quick. Well, you know what it's like. Hi, in you go, you know.
Absolutely. What I love about video and all of the digital marketing stuff is that, as you said before, it's scalable. And what that means is, for that surgeon, you make that video once and you can essentially then distribute that video to every patient for the next 2 years.
And what's
It's
interesting
incredible.
is that he did it for his existing clients so that he could increase their satisfaction and be feeling reassured and supported. But by default, he ended up with all these other clients because, what do you know, an approachable surgeon, people were finding him online and seeing that he's a calm, caring person, and they were like, oh, I want him to do my surgery.
Yeah.
So by default, it ended up generating more clients, which is quite interesting. And he ended up with gigs at events, so they were inviting him to come and speak at events, and he almost became, well, he is now, a key person of influence within his industry and his speciality, which is pretty cool.
That's incredible. All through digital marketing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So talk to us a bit about how this digital marketing opens the world to us, even when you're living right here in Rockhampton. I mean, you could really be living anywhere now, can't you?
Yeah, which is quite interesting because when we decided to go remote and really shut down the office is there, but people can just come and go as they want. They can bring their families, they can bring their dogs, it doesn't really matter. I'm only there like once every 2 weeks just to say hi. But what's interesting is when we decided to make that choice, we went, well, we could live anywhere in the world. That's actually quite daunting because you like go Bali.
Yeah, where would you go?
Coast, where do we go? LA. So, sometimes you can have too much choice.
I know,
But what was really critical for us is I wanted to be able to work kid hours, when they're at school. I wanted to be able to pick them up. I wanted to be able to do it from home. I wanted to live on the beach. We just put this huge wish list together, and that's what we got. And you can do that when you're a digital marketer, which is fantastic. If you're doing things and selling things online, it's quite powerful.
But so I'm imagining that, if I was looking at our HubLive today and I'm thinking, well, okay, I get that digital marketing is really important, but I don't know where to start. I might not even be a marketer, never mind a digital marketer. What do people do if they know that digital marketing is the thing that's going to connect them with customers online, both locally, nationally and internationally, or they just want to start a business and they see everyone else making money on Amazon, or drop shipping stuff, or selling hair care like you are, and they're like, I want to get into this, but I just don't know where to start. It seems overwhelming. The next step isn't very apparent. What can people do?
It's exactly the same as the rule of business. What do you want to do when you want to get into business? You want to find your like-minded community. So we're talking about EO and YPO, right? You need to go and hang with those people, learn from those people, and then you have that support. So what's really great is we partnered up with Digital Marketer, which is a huge company in America that teaches digital marketing, and there's certification available. In fact, we've put a couple of the guys in the lab through it as part of their course to do the same certification, and you can basically work through that at your own pace, in your own time, and learn how to become a digital marketer. And after you finish that, then you're part of that community and you have that support. So everyone's always like, how do you know all this stuff? I say, I don't. I literally, when you ask me a question, I go to my community and I go, hey guys,
how do we do this?
How do I do this? Because I'm really not a tech person at all. And then what do you know, the community straight away
just gets on.
And it's international, so they answer me at any time.
Oh, that's when the time zone works in your favor.
That's good.
Okay, so basically what you mentioned is number one, find your tribe.
Find your tribe.
Now, if you're local in Rockhampton, the place to find your tribe is the Smart Hub. The Smart Hub. We have such an inviting, open community, don't we?
Absolutely. And an advanced, the tech here is great. And this is what's interesting, is that Australians are really at the forefront when it comes to branding and online selling. We are great at it.
Yeah.
It's like a secret weapon.
Yes.
So, and they love Australians.
Yes.
So selling online is totally achievable. So it just depends on what you want to do. If you want to put in 4 hours a day, it might just be one product. It just depends on what you want to do. But just keep in mind, if you're a consultant, you can either consult to the people in your town, or you can open that up and you can take your expertise nationally or globally. And what I love about that is one of Natalie, who you know, she just got a gig in America for 10 days a month, but she's getting paid in US dollars.
Yeah, that's very advantageous, as we said at the moment.
Yeah, and
with
she's
the
doing
dollar,
it through
the
Zoom.
exchange rate.
People are okay with working with consultants on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yes, you might have to jump on a plane and go see them every now and again, but still think about the pros and cons of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so really, let's just summarize where we're at. Digital marketing is the skill that took Tamara from being born and raised in Morimba to now living essentially what I think, it's my words, the life of anybody's dreams, where you're living at the beach, you're able to look after your kids, you travel to the US for a few days a month.
My husband's stay-at-home daddy, now exploring his own businesses.
And you're funding all of that through this one skill called digital marketing.
Yep.
So we know that that's good for two reasons. You can either apply it in your own business. So if you have an existing business,
you can't afford not to.
Digital marketing has to be something that you're either going to upskill yourself in, which I would always suggest.
Yeah.
I always say to my to people who own businesses, really, you should be in charge of your marketing,
or at least understand it enough. Too many people hire a part-time marketing person, stick them in the corner, and expect them to be everything, and then blame them when it doesn't work.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean you have to execute everything, but you have to know enough to be able to set your strategy and to be able to oversee everything. Yeah. So that's number one thing. If you own a business, whether it's a service-based business, whether it's a product, whether it's a business selling to local customers, to national customers, or to international customers, digital marketing is the skill that will connect you to your customers. So if you want to grow, as we said, this HubLive is all about growing your profitability, growing your business. So if you want to grow, digital marketing is the thing that you have to learn.
Absolutely.
So if you don't know it, you have to learn it. And then secondly, digital marketing offers opportunities for people who are currently in careers that they don't enjoy being in, or if you have a change in your life, like you might become a parent, or you're just looking for something different to do, skills that are more relevant to the future of work, digital marketing is essentially one of the pathways that you can take that might just take you from Tamara, on the Tamara path, from living rurally. Is Morimba rural? The regional.
It felt it.
Living regionally to living the life of your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget what time we're at as well. So, this time of year, all these students are finishing high school and they're going, what is it that I want to do? You know what? Come join. If you're in Rocky, come join this group here. Come hang around these people, because I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. But I'm deciding as I go, and I'm doing what I love. But what's interesting is the number one advertised job at the moment is for digital marketers.
Yeah.
For businesses.
Yeah.
So you can do two things. You can either go and work for somebody, either part-time if you're a mum wanting to return to the workforce on your terms, or the other thing, to go out on your own and do it, or to get a full-time job. There's never been a better time to get into digital marketing, but you don't necessarily have to do university either. You can do a short course, come in here, partner with these guys, do a short course and learn everything about digital marketing and start your own consulting business.
Yeah, so that's essentially...
in like under 6 months.
That's essentially it, right? So we know that it's important. It's important and it gives you options, but then you have to go and learn the skills. So the thing that always fascinates me is that even to become a painter, you have to do an apprenticeship. You have to do an apprenticeship to be able to paint walls beautifully. So if you have to learn that skill, why wouldn't you invest in learning a skill that will help you make money and be in control of your own life, give you freedom, options and choices?
And that's high in demand if you want a job.
High in demand. It makes so much sense. Okay, so as Tamara just said, we actually have a course available that is an online course. It takes less than 6 months. And as part of completing that course, you get all the skills, plus you get a certification, plus you become part of a community that then helps you if you have any challenges or questions or situations that you can't manage, then they help you sort out your problems.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
And as long as you can put up with me part-time for 6 months, then we're good to go.
I'm
we
sure
are having a lot of fun
not
upstairs.
hard. That is easy.
We are having fun.
We really are. Okay, so let's talk about the Turbo Traction Lab as part of this conversation. Digital marketing is obviously a big part of getting. So the Turbo Traction Lab is our federally funded and Rockhampton Regional funded and Bevan Slattery funded program that we are helping people create modern businesses in 80 days. And what I mean when I say a modern business is you come into the hub with a service or a product or an idea, and we help you take that service, product, and idea global. So we're talking about selling to people who do not live locally. You can also have local customers, but you also have the whole of the world as your customers. So we're really using the internet to reach the world. And the Turbo Traction Lab is the program that takes you step by step through how to do that.
At various skill levels too.
Yes.
You don't need to be a tech head to do it.
Yes. So what is the funnest thing about the Turbo Traction Lab, do you think?
I think my favorite thing is when they see what's possible, because it is a course where you're not set to do something and figure it out on your own. We give you the theory, we give you the lessons, and then we go straight into the hands-on practical. And I don't know about you, but when I do something, that's when I learn. So we dive straight into doing, and then you just see them go, oh, that wasn't hard. And the confidence that they build week to week is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And they have all these, what I call popcorn moments, where they just go, I just had a call with someone, again, remotely, from her home before she picks up the kids who's doing the course.
Yes.
And she dialed in and she said, oh my goodness, you know that thing that you taught me 3 weeks ago? It's popped and it worked.
Yay!
And they're like, yay, go Tanya!
That's what we want. That's what we want.
And we celebrate all the wins on the way, right? It's got to be fun. Business has to be fun, and because that's part of the journey, right? So I think that's probably been my best thing for them, is that they're not alone. They've got this, we're so close so quickly. And it's lessons in theory for a little bit, but then we go straight into practical, putting it in place, and then working directly on their businesses. Which is great. And some of them started their business and they started here and they've pivoted completely. But once they have these skills of being a digital marketer and knowing how to grow and scale a business globally, you can never lose those tools.
That's exactly
what's really
right.
exciting. So if they go, oh, well, I thought I was excited about hair care, I might go over here and do, which is what I'm doing now. I've got 4 other businesses. You can take those tools, pick them up and take them anywhere. So that's what's really exciting. Yes, it's a business that you come in with, but what you leave with is so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I really love about what you're saying is essentially the skills, the tool set that you learn and gain, and the mindset that you gain from doing the course is applicable to many different avenues in business. So you could come in and build a specific business over 80 days, but believe us, you will leave being able to take those same skills and apply it to any other business that you might want to do. Hey Courtney, hello Courtney, how are you? So nice to see you. Thank you for joining our HubLive. I'm here with Tamara, as you would know. It was so great to see you today. So Tamara, tell us a little bit about the process of thinking about digital marketing. You do amazing strategy sessions for people. Would you mind giving us a bit of a step-by-step on how to, if someone has their own business, how to think about digital digital marketing, or how to set their marketing even if they have to hand that over to someone else to execute?
Yeah, look, digital marketing is really about saturation and making sure that you get your message really clear. And we do this simple exercise where we set up, it's called 9 boxes, where we really define what your why is, which is based on Simon Sinek, a great book, or if you want to watch his YouTube TED Talk, fantastic. Begin with why. So we really take a lot of time to get that right, and then we talk about how can we then have that conversation through online. But what's really great is I show them how to do this in less than 4 hours a month to create over 200 pieces of content online. Why is that important? Because you want to remain top of mind with your customers. And when people Google what they think is their problem, we want you to come up as a subject matter expert, or your product to become up as the product of choice. So this is really important. And it's so easy. We have all the systems and procedures that literally I've tested it on my 10-year-old, and she could run a digital marketing department for a business. So if she can do it, anyone can do it. So it's all about streamlining it, offshoring it where you can, utilising offshorers for that stuff, and ensuring it has a return on investment.
Yes.
This isn't just another thing that we have to do in our businesses, like a tax return or a BAS. Oh great, now we're going to do this. It's not that. You should get a return from the effort that you put in online, but there's a great saying, activity equals outcome.
Yeah.
And if you're doing nothing,
nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to return.
That's exactly right. But even knowing how to do the math, doing the financial analysis, so to speak, of the effort and setting up your systems, we learn all of that in the Turbo Traction Lab, don't we?
Yep, you have so much support, because I just said I'm not a tech person, but trust me, there's other people that make up for my lack of that.
Like the incredible Daniel Johnson, who is also helping us film today's HubLive. He is definitely high on the tech end of knowledge.
We'd just be having another conversation on it.
That's exactly right. Okay, well, is there anything else about digital marketing that we should do or not do, or think about or not think about?
I think the first thing is you need to have your popcorn moment about the importance of it. It is not going away. It's getting bigger and bigger all the time. And unfortunately, it's getting more competitive. The corporates are now finally coming to the party, because for years they were scared of social, and now they're here. So really you can't afford not to do this, but don't look at it as a daunting task. Come and learn how to do it here so that you can use that in your business to double it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's another channel to market. So if you're not using it now, imagine what it would mean if you open that up to the rest of the world, to other segments. What could that mean for your bottom line? And it doesn't hurt to learn a new skill. You can't afford, in business, unfortunately, you only have to renovate a home every 10 or 20 years. In business, you need to be constantly having a thirst for learning, constantly. And it's fun anyway, once you get started. And come on, everybody's on their social media all the time. You already know how to do it.
Exactly right. If you're on Facebook, you can do digital marketing.
You just need the basic training. I mean, look what Wes is taking you through, how to create a great video. There's simple things that you can do without having to afford an expensive digital agency. And that's always my rule. For every $1 that people spend on content production, you should spend $10 on distributing that content. But unfortunately, when you hire a digital marketing agency,
the opposite.
You end up spending $10 for this beautiful stuff, and guess what? You've got like $1 left over to distribute it. So if you're a small business and you're going, I can't afford it, and you're making up all these excuses, I don't have the skills, I call BS and I say, let us show you how. It's not as hard as you think. We're here to support you because we want your business to grow and we want you to go global. From Rocky.
Oh, yes, of course, from Rocky. So if we're going to do this digital marketing course, you said 6 months, more or less. How much time is involved in getting all of that knowledge and getting the certification? How much time do you think people really need?
Well, I think on average, how much time are they spending a week? Have you asked the participants currently? I mean, it's not much. It's about 4 or 5 hours on modules a week.
Yeah, I would say
anyone
that would be
could
fair.
do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just working on your business as opposed to in it,
Yeah.
which is a very good discipline to have anyway.
That's exactly right.
But it is done part-time. So people are doing it what hours suit them, depending on their business and their circumstances. So
Yeah.
We're not saying quit your job and come and sit in the room.
You can if you wanted to.
That's one option,
Yeah.
definitely. And if you do that, obviously you're going to fast track it as well.
Absolutely.
So, but the 6 months is basically, you know, part-time, but having the critical piece to just going on and doing another digital course online is that you have accountability, you have support, you know, you have people to troubleshoot that have strong suits that you don't have, and you get your certification. So that's really powerful.
Very powerful.
Really
Very,
powerful.
very, very powerful. Tamara, I think we've made a very, very solid case for digital marketing, both as a career, but also as a tool in business. And I think that I would hope that you would see that digital marketing, if you don't already own that skill, if you don't have that tool set in your pocket, then it's something that you need to work on acquiring. And if you have any questions about how to do that, or how to become involved with the Smart Hub, or how to lodge an application for the Turbo Traction Lab, please feel free to reach out to us either through our Facebook page or through the Smart Hub email address. If you just Google the Smart Hub, you will find us, or if you reach out to Tamara and I just through Facebook, we'll definitely be able to get back to you. Yes. Do you have any other words of wisdom, Tamara, that you'd like to share just before we say goodbye?
I think probably just more the pressing deadline.
Yes.
So we're starting a new decade. So what do you want for your new decade?
Yeah.
And what is really exciting about that is that that's exactly the same time that Lab 3 starts.
Yeah.
So get your applications in. I know it's a busy time of year, but apply and start your decade with how you want to see your life. Life doesn't treat you and decide on you. You need to sit down and go, what do I want? And this is a perfect time to realign.
Absolutely. You have to be very clear about what you want, and then you have to make the changes necessary to get what you need and what you want. And so, as you said, this is the perfect time to do that. And you can do that by looking at the link or the link in the comments below our live feed. I know that the lovely Jacinta will be posting the application process or the application form for the Turbo Traction Lab. We've kept that really simple and easy to do. It shouldn't take long at all. It's a simple form. We ask you to send us a video so that we feel like we know you and see what your business is about, and then we will definitely let you know if you get shortlisted. The next Turbo Traction Lab kicks off in February 2020, but you will know whether you've been successful in your application around I think it's the 19th, 21st of January. I think that's the date.
What a great New Year's resolution.
I know.
It's like winning the lotto.
What a fantastic, let's talk about that just very generally.
The
crazy. Value of this program per participant is $160,000.
But you know what's interesting, and I don't know if I'm breaking school rules upstairs, but I've had a couple of people who've come to me who've done national courses that are highly spoken of and whatever, and they've come to me and they've said, you know what, I've done the investor such and such course, this rocks it.
Yeah.
So it's like the best kept secret ever. It's incredible.
It really is. We hear that all the time. We have 25 companies in the Turbo Traction Lab now, and everyone is saying, and some of them have done other accelerator courses, other incubators, they've done other courses, they've done online courses.
One had paid $25,000 for a course with somebody from America and said it's nothing.
This is so much better.
It was all online, and they rarely got to see the people. They're like, I cannot get over the support that I get.
Absolutely.
I couldn't pay for this amount of consultants.
That's exactly right. You couldn't. That would cost you 160,000 grand.
Yeah. Someone said to me, "This is a house. The cost of a house for consultants.
Yeah.
You would literally need a deposit. It's like 100 grand's worth of,
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly right. It is the most phenomenal opportunity. And next year is the final lab in the course of 3 labs. So don't wait. There won't necessarily be another one to come to. So if you're interested in doing the Turbo Traction Lab, don't think about it. Just get on and do the application form. Once the application form is in, we'll give you a call, we'll have a chat, and then we'll take it from there. But if you don't apply, the answer is definitely you're not doing it. And there might not be another one to apply for. So get on and apply today.
They could talk to some of the other participants and ask them.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
What's their experience?
Yep.
Reach out to Wes. reach out to Crystal and the girls who are they're just killing it, aren't they?
They are killing it. I know that we have our angel investment meeting here tonight, and I think that they're pitching.
Yes, they are pitching tonight.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing that actually. Can't wait.
And they just said that it's probably taken their business so much further, and they said it's a big part of the reason they've raised capital.
And they're investment ready now.
Yeah, they're investment ready, which is pretty cool. So they're so grateful. So reach out to these people and say, hey, are these two overexcited women on the couch just drinking too much coffee, or is it for real? Like, reach out. I love experience shares.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that anyone in the Turbo Traction Lab would be more than happy to chat with you.
Come in, say hi.
Yeah, come to the Smart Hub. We're at Customs House, if you don't know where we are yet, but we are at Customs House, and anyone is free to visit and to come for a tour and to come for a chat anytime. And again, if you just want to reach out online, we would be more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and then you can meet the amazing Tamara Loehr in person as well if you come before
Friday, and then Nat's
tomorrow.
here next week.
I know, she's incredible as well. It's going to be exceptionally nice to have her in Rocky. Well, Thank you. We are going to our radio interview together this afternoon.
I believe so.
If you want to hear more about Tamara or more from Tamara, join us on 4RO just after 3, and we will be talking some more marketing and Turbo Traction Lab and sharing some exciting and interesting news. So join us then. Thank you so much, Tamara.
Pleasure.
It's great to see you in Rocky. Always fun.
Thanks, guys.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.